Hey guys, Mare11 here, back with another rune tutorial for Summoner's War. Now in the last video, Minecraft Girl X24 commented saying she wanted me to do either the Inugami or the Vagabond rune tutorial. Now, we're going to be doing the Inugami dungeon because I think more people are going to want to be doing these because they're a bit more viable and a bit more useful than the Vagabonds, which are normally 2-star monsters. A couple 3 stars. Anyway, let's get right into this. Rauk. Scratch. Attacks with a giant claw to weaken the enemy's defense with a 50% chance and attacks consecutively with a 30% chance. Team up. Teams up with another ally to attack the enemy. Annihilate. Gets an extra turn if you kill the enemy. Now, there are multiple ways you can use this monster. I already see that you can do a Fatal Blade with attack percent, crit damage percent, attack percent on slots 2, 4, 6. But instead of doing Fatal, if you can get enough attack damage on slots 2 and 6, you could go Rage Blade, once again with attack percent, crit damage percent, attack percent on slots 2, 4, 6. Also, because he gets a turn if he kills them, and this has a chance to do multiple attacks, you can go Fatal Blade with attack percent, crit damage percent, attack percent on slots 2, 4, 6. And you can use him in Necro if you go Violent, because then say he keeps going, he can keep using this, and normally in Necro you have monsters which have multiple attacks on their first skill, so you can then do Team Up and you have a chance, because Team Up, when you use it, it will use their first skills. So, say you have another Rauk, they'll both do their first skill and they have a chance to consecutively hit again. Yeah, but I see more potential in his in his Violent Blade, then Fatal, then Rage. I would normally use him in a dungeon, say, I don't know, maybe a secret dungeon, because if he keeps killing them, he'll keep going. And with his team up, he doesn't even have to kill them. It could be the ally that kills him that you team up with, and he'll still get an extra turn. But anyway, moving on to Akayu. I think that's how you say it. First skill, Scratch. Attacks enemy with a razor sharp claw and decreases their defense for 2 turns with a 50% chance. Team up. Teams up with another ally to attack an enemy. Counterattack. Attack the enemy and counterattacks when attacked for 1 turn. Leader skill. Increases the attack speed of all ally monsters with the water attribute by 23%. With this one, it was a bit of an odd one. It's got an offensive skill for a second, then it's got kind of a defensive skill. So I've come up with the idea that you could use him either for a slightly offensive but tanky one, slightly offensive but tanky at the same time, but then utility at the same time. My first idea was Fatal Energy with attack percent, HP percent, attack percent on slots 2, 4, 6. Then my other idea was Swift Focus with speed, HP percent on slots 2, 4, 6. But instead of the HP, you could have defense, and that is the same with the Fatal Energy. I would prefer the Fatal Energy one, looking at it now again, over the first one, but instead of the HP you could go defense, so Fatal Energy with attack percent, HP percent, attack percent on slots 2, 4, 6, or instead of the HP have defense, because it's already a defense type, making it a bit more tanky. Moving on to Ramahan. Now, some people have got hate against this one. I don't know why. They say, oh, it's the worst one. If I had, at this current moment, Water one is the worst. Ramahan's actually quite useful in B10 Giants, but his skills. Attacks the enemy with a razor sharp claw and decreases their defense for 2 turns with 50% chance. Seize, attacks the enemy and removes all beneficial effects on the target. Smother, deals damage proportionate to your defense to the enemy target. If the target dies, you instantly gain another turn. The damage also increases as the enemy's HP status decreases. Leader skill, increases the attack speed of all ally monsters with the wind attribute by 23%. Ramahan is so useful in B10 Giants because you're going to be in there a while, you've got to stall it out, and he will do a lot of damage on this. He also removes beneficial effects off the enemy, and it's normally going to be like the attack buff in B10 Giants. You can rune him for the offense is Rage Guard, because there's no point in having Fatal because his third skill doesn't scale on the attack. So Rage Guard with defense %, crit damage %, defense %. Then but if you're going for a bit more utility to remove the beneficial effect and put a defense break on, can go Swift Focus, but because of his third skill, I think you could utilize that a bit more with defense %, accuracy % on slots 2, 4, 6. But I would recommend a Rage Guard combo with defense %, crit damage %, defense % on slots 2, 4, 6. I see it being a bit more useful. Moving on to Belladonna. First skill, Scratch. Attacks with a giant claw to decrease the enemy's defense for 2 turns. Seize. Attacks the enemy and removes all beneficial effects on the target. Mobilize. Fills the attack bar of all allies by 30% and recovers their HP by 30%. Now, with Bella, there's really only 2 ways to rune it. Swift Focus with speed, HP %, accuracy %, slots 2, 4, 6. But instead of accuracy, if you can get enough accuracy substats, you can go HP. I personally prefer my one. The one I have is on Swift Focus, and I prefer having that accuracy on slot 6, so I have a higher chance of removing beneficial effects or putting that defense break on. Some people can also go Violent Focus with speed, HP %, or once again, instead of on slot 6, instead of having HP %, you can have accuracy. But for a violent one, I would say speed, HP % on slots 2, 4, 6. Bella is actually quite viable, and you can use it in pretty much anywhere you want. It can be used in dungeons, which I use. I use it also in arena. I also use it in TOA. It's so viable, especially on Swift Focus and Violent Focus. It's just, you can take it anywhere, to be honest. With the Violent build, you can also take it into Necro. Moving on to the final one, Crow. Scratch. Attacks with a giant claw to weaken the enemy's defense with a 50% chance and inflicts continuous damage for 3 turns with a 50% chance. Team up. Teams up with another ally to attack an enemy. Scar. Attacks the enemy's wounds. Damage increased by 50% if the enemy is under a harmful effect. With Crow, once again, he's an attack type. One of the more highly offensive attack types as well. I see him Fatal Blade with attack %, crit damage %, attack % on slots 2, 4, 6. Or Rage Blade on attack %, crit damage %, attack % on slots 2, 4, 6. He's not really a utility. He does put a dot on his first skill, which means you can take him into certain dungeons, but because he's an attack type, significantly less HP than Bella and Ramahan, I wouldn't use him in dungeons. I would really only use him in arena. Even then, it's quite situational where you would use him, because you'd have to get more damage on this, you would have to take him in with a team which puts debuffs on, so maybe a bomb team. But even then, you've got to buff the attack and remove harmful effects on the enemy, or beneficial effects. So I don't see him really being used as much as the others. Anyway, if I'd have to rate them, I would put Bella at first, then Rauk, then Ramahan, then Crow, then Akayu. Anyway, this has been the rune guide for the Inugamis. I hope you guys have found this useful, and I hope you enjoyed. If you want me to do your rune guide for a monster of your choice, leave it down in the comments below. I will be doing the first one to comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!